Welcome back to Exploring Mysteries. The angel who wrestled with Jacob, as described in Genesis 32:22-32, stands as one of the most enigmatic and profound figures in biblical literature. This intense encounter occurs at a pivotal juncture in Jacob's life, as he prepares to reunite with his estranged brother Esau after years of separation. Having fled years earlier after deceiving Esau and securing his father Isaac's blessing through trickery, Jacob now returns, weighed down by guilt, uncertainty, and fear of retribution. On the night before this fateful reunion, Jacob finds himself alone by the Jabbok River, where he is confronted by an unidentified figure. What unfolds next is a gripping and mysterious wrestling match that lasts until daybreak. This physical and spiritual struggle marks a turning point in Jacob's life, leaving him transformed, humbled, and renamed Israel, meaning he who strives with God. The identity of the figure Jacob wrestles with has sparked considerable theological debate. Some scholars interpret this being as an angel sent by God, while others believe it to be a direct manifestation of God himself, a theophany, a physical appearance of the divine. Still, others see the encounter as symbolic, representing Jacob's internal struggle with his conscience, his past, and his future. The ambiguity of the figure's identity enriches the narrative, inviting reflection on the mystery of divine-human interaction and the transformative power of wrestling with God. Jacob's life up to this point had been marked by ambition, manipulation, and conflict. From his birth, he lived up to his name, Jacob, meaning heel grabber or supplanter, by seizing every opportunity to secure advantage. He tricked Esau into surrendering his birthright for a bowl of stew and later disguised himself to deceive their father into bestowing the firstborn's blessing upon him. Though Jacob's cunning led to material gain, it alienated him from his family and left him on the run. This moment by the Jabbok River represents the culmination of years of striving, as Jacob's external conflicts with Esau and Laban give way to an internal confrontation with God. The physical wrestling that unfolds mirrors Jacob's spiritual state. Alone and vulnerable in the night, Jacob grapples with the unknown figure, refusing to let go even after his hip is dislocated. This relentless struggle reflects Jacob's lifelong quest for blessings and validation, but this time, the struggle is not against human adversaries, but with the divine. His hip injury, a painful and permanent reminder, signifies that true encounters with God often come at a cost. Far from signifying defeat, Jacob's limp becomes a testament to his perseverance and willingness to engage with God, even when the struggle leaves him wounded. Jacob's insistence on receiving a blessing from the mysterious figure highlights a critical dimension of faith, the refusal to let go of God, even in the midst of pain, doubt, and uncertainty. This refusal to release the angel until he is blessed speaks to the tenacity required in the spiritual journey. It serves as a reminder that while God's grace is freely given, the blessings of transformation often emerge through perseverance and steadfastness in prayer and relationship with the divine. The blessing Jacob receives is not material but profoundly transformative. The angel renames him Israel, marking a shift in identity that signifies spiritual renewal and a new destiny. In biblical tradition, name changes often signify significant spiritual turning points. Abram becomes Abraham, Sarai becomes Sarah, and Simon becomes Peter. For Jacob, this new name reflects his evolution from a man driven by self-interest to one who engages directly with God and emerges with a renewed sense of purpose. Israel, meaning one who strives with God, encapsulates both the personal transformation of Jacob and the collective identity of his descendants. This name foreshadows the journey of the nation of Israel, which, like Jacob, will wrestle with God throughout its history, enduring trials yet persisting in faith. The location of this transformative encounter, Peniel, meaning face of God, underscores the significance of the moment. Jacob's declaration, "I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared," reflects the awe and wonder associated with divine encounters. In the biblical tradition, seeing God face to face was believed to result in death. Yet Jacob survives, reinforcing the theme of grace and the transformative nature of encountering God. This acknowledgement of vulnerability and survival shapes Jacob's spiritual maturity, marking him as someone who has been forever altered by the divine encounter. Jacob's limp, far from being a mark of weakness, becomes a symbol of spiritual strength. It reflects the paradox that true power often emerges from vulnerability. The limp serves as a physical reminder that engaging with God reshapes not only the soul, but also the body, leaving an indelible mark. This physical manifestation of his struggle illustrates that profound encounters with God rarely leave a person unchanged. The limp, much like scars from life's trials, tells a story of perseverance, faith, and divine intimacy. Jacob's wrestling foreshadows the struggles his descendants, the Israelites, will endure. The nation of Israel, bearing Jacob's new name, will face exile, persecution, and hardship. Yet it will persist, continually striving with God. The narrative of Jacob's wrestling becomes a foundational metaphor for Israel's resilience and enduring relationship with God. Through the wilderness, Babylonian exile, and other trials, the people of Israel echo the perseverance of their patriarch, refusing to abandon their covenant, even in times of suffering. Beyond the historical and collective significance, Jacob's story resonates deeply on a personal level. Every individual faces seasons of wrestling, with faith, doubts, fears, and questions about identity and purpose. Jacob's determination to hold on until he receives a blessing offers encouragement to those who find themselves in spiritual struggles. His story reassures believers that even in moments of uncertainty and hardship, engaging with God, rather than turning away, leads to blessing and renewal. Jacob's encounter also challenges the misconception that faith is passive or without conflict. His wrestling illustrates that authentic faith often involves questioning, struggling, and confronting God directly. This active engagement is not a sign of weak faith, but rather evidence of a dynamic and evolving relationship with the divine. In grappling with God, Jacob's experience affirms that struggle is integral to spiritual growth, and that divine blessings often arise from persistent engagement, even when the path is unclear. In Christian theology, Jacob's wrestling prefigures the agony of Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. Like Jacob, Jesus wrestles in prayer, grappling with the weight of his impending sacrifice. His submission to God's will reflects the culmination of spiritual wrestling, a surrender that leads to the redemption of humanity. Just as Jacob's limp signifies his perseverance, Christ's wounds serve as lasting reminders of his sacrifice and triumph. This parallel underscores the biblical theme that moments of struggle and surrender lead to transformation in the fulfillment of divine purposes. Jacob's limp can also be viewed as a precursor to Paul's reflection on his thorn in the flesh in the New Testament. Paul's weakness, like Jacob's, serves to highlight the sufficiency of God's grace and the strength that arises from dependence on him. In both cases, physical affliction becomes a channel through which divine power is revealed. For the Jewish people, Jacob's story serves as a testament to resilience, echoing through centuries of persecution and hardship. Despite exile and suffering, the Jewish people, like Jacob, persist in their faith, embodying the spirit of Israel, striving with God, refusing to let go, and emerging with renewed identity and purpose. For Christians, Jacob's wrestling reflects the personal journey of faith, marked by moments of doubt, struggle, and ultimate transformation. It stands as an invitation to wrestle with God, to confront fears, seek his blessing, and emerge renewed in spirit. Jacob's departure from Peniel, limping but blessed, serves as a powerful reminder that no one leaves an encounter with God unchanged. His transformation marks the beginning of a new chapter, not only for Jacob, but for all who, like him, wrestle with God and hold on until the blessing comes. Like Jacob, may we all wrestle with faith, hold on through struggles, and emerge transformed, blessed and renewed. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations of profound biblical stories.